Good morning, everyone. It's Annie from hearthealthbrainhealth.com, encouraging healthy grieving and mindful actions. Today, I can tell you that I had my contemplative time during my walk in the forest, and what a beautiful way to start the day. And it was such a beautiful experience because in one section of the forest, and some of you know that I feel like I communicate with things around me from an energetic, spiritual perspective. And it seems like there were these little chickadees. I think they were chickadees, but little tiny birds that in one section were just flying from tree to tree to tree. And literally, it felt like they were accompanying me along the path. So as I moved forward, they'd move forward, and they'd move forward, and I'd move forward. But mostly, it was I was moving along the path. I'd only stopped to take a look at them and, of course, take a couple of pictures. And it was such a lovely shared experience with them this morning. And at some point, I'll write a blog post about that. But for this particular video, today I wanted to talk about purity. And purity in this energetic sense is such a beautiful feeling. So while I was walking, I could be aware of, even though there was a chill in the air, there was this pure feeling in the air. And there was this pure connection with these birds. And there was a pure sense of a fresh start to the day. It was all of that together, which gave me this wonderful experience with these birds. And so I contemplated further about purity, and of course came across a few different things that I'd love to share with you. The first is a quotation by Pope Benedict the 16th, and it says, "Purity of heart is what enables us to see." Purity of heart is what enables us to see. And I so believe this. I feel that I am seeing today so many more things. And it's so interesting. I say, so I didn't have a pure heart before? No, I wasn't as clear about this pure space that I am living from today. So I can say that I had purity of intentions, I had purity of communication most of the time, and I had purity of my actions. But at the same time, I wasn't the awareness behind my thoughts, my words, my actions consciously. And today I feel I am more and more, which feels great. So then a lot of people think that, oh, when you move into that purity space, wouldn't that be like, Pope Benedict? My goodness, that's really high saintly sort of direction. We're looking at sages and spiritual leaders, and that's way beyond what I could be. And certainly in the information that a lot of people are taught in religion, that is a belief that many people have convinced themselves. And yet all religions and spirituality talk about this space that's right within us that really gets covered up by life and thoughts and feelings and emotions. And when we're trying to reach that purity space, which is really our true self, it comes through. This intention to be there makes us be more mindful about what we think, what we speak, and what we do. And then you think, oh, wouldn't that be so boring? It's not. I can tell you that I felt so playful with these birds, and there was this connection of I am the same as these playful birds that were flying with me, walking with me. And I felt really connected to my highest self. Now, you know that in our day to day experience, we can move into some of those lower vibration energies like anger, lust, greed, judgment, all of those things where we can look at ourselves or others from those emotions and their lower energy vibrations. And suddenly, when we are moving ourselves into the space of love, compassion, peace, serenity, appreciation, satisfaction, playfulness, all of that is all still in that higher space. And that space is what allows us to see so much more. So I came across another quotation, which some of you may have heard of. It's from A Course in Miracles, and some of you might be familiar with that. So I believe this was Marianne Williamson, and she says, "Nothing real can be threatened, nothing unreal exists. Nothing real can be threatened, and nothing unreal exists." Now, what does that mean? Unreal, if someone is being any of those lower vibration energies, that's really unreal, right? Because, if you're a parent, you will see this in your child. And sometimes parents will go to teachers or say it amongst themselves that, you know what, Johnny is just so capable of so much better than that. I don't know why he did that. So let's say they've done something not right. You know that he's so much better. And that better space that you know as a parent is the same space you know about yourself. And you can know about the world around us too. That when someone's acting, speaking, thinking from a space that's not so good, that's not real. The real is the really good space that comes through. And where it's like, oh, I can forgive that, or I can be better than that, or I will do better than that. I'm going to speak better than that. All of that is real. And then it takes a mindful attention to stay there. And let me tell you, blessings pour in from that space. So today I thought I'd also share with you 5 minutes of an exercise I would love for you to do is literally think about what is real for you. What are you able to tap into easily because it's really your true nature? It would be things like peace, serenity, happiness, joy, bliss, love, compassion, playfulness, flirtiness. All of that can be in that space. But if it's linked with lust, greed, um, what's in it for me sort of energy, that's a lower space to come from. So I'd love for you to think about for 5 minutes, just that higher space that is naturally you that maybe you can tap into today for at least 5 minutes, but maybe more mindfully through the day. And I wanted to finish with literally a quotation that put into words exactly what I do every single day. And I know that I feel it, and I feel people around me feel it too. So this says, and I don't have an author for it, but it says, I always pray to have eyes that see the best in people, a heart that forgives the worst, a mind that forgets the bad, and a soul that never loses faith. Oh, yeah, this is what I pray for. Okay, so I'm going to read that again. I always pray to have eyes that see the best in people, a heart that forgives the worst, a mind that forgets the bad, and a soul that never loses faith. And I have to tell you that for many years, I've thought this way in many different ways, but this part of a mind that forgets the bad. I can tell you for a lot of time, I'd say, okay, don't forget to learn from the lesson, but don't forget. I really love the blessing of I actually am the person who easily forgets the bad. And I think, wow, today I'm actually praying for that, exactly that. And so I'd love for you to maybe think about these thoughts, these words, and see if they apply to you. And if they do, fantastic. If they don't, no problem. Be where you were meant to be. But I do hope you have a fantastic day ahead. And I hope you remember transform your mind and transform your life. Have a great day, everyone.